Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat becomes a podcast. My name's Joe.
Hey, and I raise my hand. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bruno.
Oh, where are you from, Bruno?
Where am I from?
Yeah, where
are you right now?
Where are you in the world?
Jeff, I'm at Fratton Park, okay? And it's 2-0 to Portsmouth, and has it? I don't know. I don't know, Scott.
Someone just got sent off, Bruno.
Back to the studio.
You look like Tim Sherwood and Jamie O'Hara combined.
What in
But what I was going to say
mass?
was just in sheer size and good looks, obviously.
Thanks.
And quality of football.
I appreciate the good look part. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, that's fine. I tell you what isn't good looking is, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, you can follow us at the Peppercorn Boys on YouTube.
Oh, no.
But giant Spotty. Next to Spotty, I got the left temple is just flared up.
I assume that was something you got from the match.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be a mouse or something. I thought you might have been going a couple like 2 rounds.
I got 10 rounds with Joshua James over it. I don't know if that's picking it up, but I got a got a Christian McCaffrey like a bruise.
I can see that. It's a nice size bruise.
I don't know if it's relevant.
Huh?
But Luke scratched the hell out of me on the way in. Is that relevant?
Yeah, no.
Who's Luke?
The guy I wrestled on the way in is the guy Scott keeps
here.
I keep him in my room and I feed him 3 times a day. His name is Luke.
And he fights you.
He's my dog.
For the YouTube listeners, we'll put up a lovely picture of old Luke.
I like that.
He's a beautiful ginger doggy.
Like you.
Exactly.
But the thing is, I was bringing this to Christian McCaffrey. Do you see that video of him on TikTok that his girlfriend had made?
No.
Saying how banged up he was and all this, and people were like retweeting it saying, re-Xing it. And they're basically saying that this is, I don't know, look how hardcore it is. But he basically had a couple scratches and a bruise on his tricep like mine. And I thought, it looked like he'd had a 9-minute wrestling match. So I was like, I'm not that impressed.
So are we getting a video from Lissy saying, like, my husband's, like, banged up?
It's already up.
This is what I was thinking. I was thinking again how to get the video, get it over on the Peppercorn. We need to get a TikTok flowing, don't we? That's what we need.
That is
the world-class content.
That is in the works, I promise.
But the way we usually start this is I usually like to say Bruno's the type of guy. But I thought, so no point rushing to it. So I thought I'd just kind of let you sit on wondering what I'm going to say. And I'm going to say this.
Okay.
So Bruno's the type of guy who would pass out getting his ears pierced.
No.
Yeah. Is that from pain or blood loss?
So he's a big fainter, this guy. Like he's a serial abandoner, is what the episode was called last week. This week he's the kind of guy that gets, a little...
Oh, wait.
A little...
So,
oh God, his neck goes. So you fall asleep. Oh.
So you're saying if I get a little bit too far away when I'm abandoning people, I get a little bit faint. Is that what you're saying? Like I need to rein it in a little bit. Yeah, you're not wrong. Annoyingly, there's been a couple times, but I do want to preface this in the fact that it's only myself. So it's whatever happens to myself. That's when the big man gets a little bit light, all right, because it's only when I got my ears pierced when I was 15, 16, because I was emo boy. Like it's a lifestyle. It wasn't a phase. Like so
very true.
Unfortunately, you were there for that occasion, so I can't live that down.
I'm interested for you though.
I don't think I was, no.
Well, you're not, because we got it in Asgard in Winchester. I'm just bringing this up.
That's where I got mine pierced. Oh.
And I remember the big man got both ears pierced because you wanted to tunnel them up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever stretch them a little?
No, we'll get to this. But she pierced them. we pierced them. You did.
Yeah,
the big man.
Scott had to go. That's why I went faint.
If you bring a friend, they let them get involved.
They do, and no, honestly, he took a couple piercings, clip, and he turned into Tyson Fury out on his feet.
My blood sugar level just dropped immediately.
Who touched my ears? Who touched my ears?
It wasn't.
I think someone. Big man's going down.
It wasn't my finest moment.
Just walking all over my impression. He really wanted to talk. That's so important. You had to get in there.
Sorry.
I know this is about.
Yeah, no, exactly. The next part, the next occasion that it happened was when I was chefing, because I'm a professional chef. Like I'm a qualified chef. I won't say professional. But I was one day I was cutting an avocado in prep, doing my prep for the day. And big man just like went for the old pip and sliced down here. I won't put that picture up because that's a little bit graphic, but then I went to A&E, unfortunately, because it was too big, and then I had to get some stitches for that bad boy, and got a little bit faint the second time. It has happened a third time, but I can't remember when.
Well, you just got to hope that it wasn't so big you had to go to A&E.
I've had to go to A&E because it's too big.
Yeah, no, he said it. He said it. It wasn't that. But, you know what I mean?
I didn't want to. All right. Oh no. Did I get?
I know exactly. I'll tell you the third story.
Oh, I do know the third story. That's I'll let you do that.
So there's two stories I'm going to combine just because of sheer embarrassment. I got married in a 500-year-old barn. You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
It's a great time.
Good. Yeah, I had a great time.
Great time. Good day out. And Bruno, an hour before proceedings, he thought, I'll whack out the drone. I'll get some shots here. And the big man crashes it in the side of a 500-year-old barn, not right to the tiles. It obliterates, essentially. Luckily, the barn doesn't fall down because God knows what would have happened. But talking to drones, the guy likes drones. Yeah. He tried to get one set up in his garden, and he thought, I don't know where that's going. He just grabbed it.
Look at that.
Yeah, he just palmed it out of the air to grab it. He's like, don't like it.
My natural reaction at that point, my decision making was not good. Look, do you know when you get those little helicopters in for like Christmas, like in stockings and stuff, and you can just like kind of just grab them out of the air, and they just stop. They just stop. All right,
I think they do just stop. I've got two things have come to mind that I need to bring up.
You can't just grab anything that doesn't really
want to. Yeah, King Kong over here. So essentially, what I'm saying is, when I was 14, we had the TWA. It was the name of the house. I'm not going to say because then a wrestling association. We did a big contract signing. And Big Man was in a big title match with
I was main guy. I was top guy.
He was top babyface. And there was a wasp around because we had some wasps. And he was getting so sick of it being in his shot, he just grabbed it again. And it stung him. And he's not learning throughout his life. Another example of this, and you wouldn't like me telling you this.
What?
There was a moth in my room once. And what did the Big Man do? He just palmed it against the roof and it went into dust. He just one thumb. He was like, and then do you know what he did? This is exactly the impression. Oh, look at the moth. And then he went, oh, look, get rid of the moth. He pressed it against the wall and he went,
I learned from that one. And I've learned from the drone as well. I've never made that mistake twice. So I learned from my mistakes. But that drone one was a massacre. Blood was everywhere from that one.
Considering how much stuff he grabs over time, what's the next thing he's going to grab that's going to cause him problems?
It's probably something too big that sends him to A&E. That's what you'd have to assume.
I'm going to grab that YouTube brass ring.
Oh, there we go. Hey, could you bring us along with you when you figure it out? When you figure it out. No, I was going to bring up the fact that we took you to A&E that night with the drone.
You did, because he
sent me a picture of the massacre. I was like, I might need you to take me to A&E. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's got this giant hole, essentially. It was in this area. And it's just gaping. And we get there, and he obviously, the boy's not the most tan guy you're going to meet. He's pointing at his hand.
He's like a piece of paper if you hold him up.
Yeah. The boy's translucent. But on this particular day,
like dim sum.
Honestly, the only way to describe it is Mr. Burns in an episode where he takes the drug and he's like floating and his eyes are wide, but he's white as a sheet. Yeah. He was basically floating out the front door, just holding his hand.
Because of that, didn't they have to glue it because they didn't because they numbed it and stuff, and then they glued it instead of stitching it?
I think it was going to be a better scar.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't because that glue went apart straight away, and I've got a gnarly scar now from it.
Yeah, it's a disgusting scar. I hate it.
Show it.
I tried.
I hate seeing it. Oh,
I'm not sure if you can.
I've never seen someone's hand from an angle. Guys on YouTube, smash a like on that because that was look at it.
I don't know if you can find. Maybe take a picture of it. You know. Hey.
And you were going to be a big hand model, weren't you? That was
it ruined my career. Those few incidents I've had with my hand, unfortunately.
I know.
Well, I've heard his hand double is Tyson Fury.
oh, I've met Bruno just once, and his hands were just identical to mine. And like, other than the fact that I load my gloves up for the big fights with Wilder, he had the exact same one. I had a drone in there once, and it was a massacre.
That was good.
I don't know if I'm more Tyson Fury or more Sophia Bush. If she was like rolling back.
I wish I could do the Sophia Bush impressions from One Tree Hill.
But the One Tree Hill reunion happened the other day.
It happens every year, and I have to go.
Does it?
I have to go. It does happen every year, but this one was a big one. That's why I got like the big, like a lot of people back. Right.
Do you reckon you could quote anything from that show that like comes to mind straight away that maybe the listeners would really like help them for a day? Give us one quote, big man. This podcast is all about embarrassing you.
The first one that always comes to mind that me and our friend Ledge always used to do is the scene, the rain episode where Lucas and Brooke are out fighting in the rain, and he gives that like emotional speech saying, "I've given 2 of these speeches in my life, and they've both been to you." Like, so that one's always the one that comes to mind, but it's a lot more like dramatic than that.
Well, when you and Ledge do it, it's more dramatic.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like that.
Can you imagine if that was like real life? Because I don't think I've ever given a speech to anyone in my life ever.
I can tell you he gave me a speech like this when we were about 13, 14, because I was seeing a girl that was named Christina.
Oh my God.
And I remember we were best friends. Yeah. But obviously this was, he's embarrassed. We were newly best friends.
It was. So hold on a sec. I was still in my trial phase with Scott because he went through a couple people in his teens. He definitely went through a couple people in his teens to get to finally settle on the fact that I am the better friend. Yeah. So I stuck it out. I won that.
Yeah. You're still here now.
You did. You won. Bruno, are you glad you won? What was the prize?
See. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. I see him tell. He was hoping we've floated enough away to not talk about it. But yeah, I don't know how old we were, but it was a few years into our relationship, which was more important than this relationship, obviously, that we were about to talk about. But he did give me he put me on the stand. And he said, do you know what? I don't remember the exact words.
Young love is all right. Is a tricky situation. Like, I was heated. I was in love, and we'll just put it like that, you know.
Recreate it now.
Well, what I'd like to do, Bruno, is right now, could you put up a little flash of us two in our school uniforms, that picture? If you have it. Okay, just for people to understand the size difference that we're talking here, different weight classes. Because Bruno at 14 is 6'2", 250. You know,
Stud.
He could run for a wall.
Stud.
I'm 155 pounds sopping wet. Braces, you know, hair like a squirrel.
Voice hasn't broken yet. Like, this is.
What's going on? What the fireworks? I don't know anyone on YouTube seeing this, and something's happening.
That's mental.
Did I win something?
That is mental. I have no idea what that is.
Can we throw that in every now and then?
Guys, if you're listening to this only, go to about the 14-minute mark, and you'll probably find some fireworks.
Indoors.
That is mental.
But no, he said he'd meet me out on the fields, basically.
Out on the grids.
Out
on the rugby grids, mate. Like,
out on the rugby grids. And obviously he thinks that decides what women choose to do.
Rugby decides.
Obviously, I don't know what that meant, but...
We're going to fight for our honour, you know? Like real men, old men do back in the days. Like, because I pack a punch, all right? So you would have gone down.
Hey, good callback. Good callback.
With your Tyson Fury bits.
Yeah. But obviously, we didn't have a fight.
Nah.
Okay, cool.
And obviously, I just saw the girl. And he got in line. Do you know what I mean? He went back to place. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what birthed emo.
Hey.
Yeah, he was ginger.
No, I wasn't. I had black hair, I think. Hey, at that point, I got my karma there, didn't I, Scott?
I'm trying to figure out. I think you did, yeah. Oh, you did, yeah. That's a story for another day. That's an awful story. Like, do you know what it was, mate? He thinks that's cool.
I said, I didn't.
So far, this podcast, like, Joe and Scott up here, Bruno worry. He's a worry. That story's only going to do it further.
Hey, I didn't say it wasn't a thing. I just said, it's karma, okay?
Do you know what? It's fun because we're doing a podcast. I'm laughing. It's fun. I'm bubbling. Like, for real. But you'll catch that story over on our Patreon, yeah? We'll throw that behind a paywall.
The beauty of all of this, though, is I'm too old, so no one knows what I did at school.
I know what you did at school.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, let's get.
I don't, because I was like a.
Let's get to some Joe's stories, shall we?
I know there's none.
There was none.
There's none now.
It was the height of the Attitude Era. There was no VCRs.
It all got deleted.
No camera phones.
Deleted.
It doesn't exist. Whatever happened in that school.
All right.
Talking about that era of time, I sat down and watched a film last night.
Okay.
What film do you reckon it was?
Of every film ever made.
Every
Well,
film
in
ever
that
made.
era.
Does
Is
it
it that
involve
era or?
I just said era. I'm going to give you a couple questions.
Is
you can
Justin
ask.
Long in it?
No.
Okay.
It's a waste of questions.
I think that's a good question, because any film you tell me about usually has Justin Long in
It
it.
came out in 2000.
Ooh. Is it a comedy?
Yes.
Is it a romantic comedy?
Some could. Yeah, well, there's an element, yeah. Yeah.
You're not talking about the film that defined our friendship, are you?
The worrying part is I don't know what film that is. Is it American Pie? Is that what you're getting at?
American Pie is my personality trait.
Over the
The
map.
film,
Yep.
the film that defined our three's friendship is The Tripod.
Right.
Where's that from?
Right. Girl
Yes,
Next Door.
Exactly. There you go.
It is not that. What year did that come out?
What?
Like,
Oh,
03.
I watched that.
03, I think. 03.
Timothy Olyphant's the man.
03.
I like Timothy Olyphant.
No,
No, it wasn't our film. It's earlier.
2000 rom-com.
Is Heath Ledger in it?
Is Cameron Diaz in it? Did Lissy make you watch it?
I actually came up with it. So Lissy's been talking about the film, and then I made a decision randomly last night.
Is it the sweetest thing?
It's not the sweetest thing.
Is Julia Stiles in it?
No, all right, I'm going to get... I'll say who's in it.
Okay.
Kirsten Dunst.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Bring It On. I watched Bring It On last night.
Great film.
One, some very good quotes.
Oh, yeah.
That I feel like Bruno knows a lot better than me. Secondly, language does not hold up.
I bet. I bet.
Nah, it doesn't.
Well,
Nah.
that's a bad one.
You ever watched Waiting with Ryan Reynolds?
That's just as bad.
When
Doesn't hold up.
when that choreographer comes in. Why can't I speak when I'm on this podcast?
Choreographer, go ahead.
Jazz fingers guy.
He thinks he can't speak
There it
just when
is.
he's on it. Yeah.
I can't speak when I'm on it.
When I only when I'm on
I
it.
can't speak.
Yeah, he does spirit fingers. That guy's funny. No, there's a bit at the beginning when she goes, and I'm still big red. And I thought of Bruno, which is
That
Valerie from Sabrina, I think.
Hey, do you know the on last week's podcast I said about the abandoning, and I said the two people that I dropped at the iconic Winnow Tesco. One of them, his nickname for me is Big Red. Fun fact.
Because of the film.
I don't think it's that. It's just because I'm big and I'm ginger, so I'm Big Red. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh my god.
There you go. That's the.
Hey, look, you give me a problem. Luke. Boy's a top boy. Good boy. This is the part of the podcast where I want to find out what's going on in the group chat. So it's actually been quite active this week in the Peppercorns. And we've got Luke joining us now. Bruno, what's been going down?
Well, I put some pictures in the old chat of Sam and Lou backstage at SmackDown.
This is the bit that I liked about it, is they were completely in the background of these pictures. So we couldn't figure out how Bruno had got hold of these pictures because it kind of felt like
He was lurking.
he was lurking in the back of these pictures. And
I just have my sources. That's all.
well, that's what we thought. We thought you had an inside job or something. We didn't understand how you got them because Lewis and Sam were just literally Elton and Kit were literally in the background with I think it was maybe Dakota Kai.
And then in the background of a Bailey shot.
Yeah, and also I think Dominic was in there as well.
He was.
But we couldn't figure out exactly how Bruno got hold of these pictures, these
It
candids.
was properly candid.
So it was kind of an investigation, an indictment of Bruno, basically.
And it just turns out that I just got them from X. All right.
Yeah. Basically, he'd stalked someone on X and found the pictures he liked, and then went ahead. Oh my God, Luke! He was like on the map. I thought he was going to start looking something up.
He's Googling. Dog's got to take a shot to Google.
No.
I'm so glad we got Luke in here on the pod.
He's the star of the show now.
He is. He's taking over from you, Luke, man.
So if there's one thing I know about Luke,
This is the podcast. It's the podcast about a dog.
Luke is the kind of guy that will polish off a dentist stick within about a minute as well. Because I gave him that dentist stick literally 2 minutes before he came in.
I know. He didn't care. He was like, come on, what are we doing next? Is he going down?
He's bored now.
He's going down. Oh, he's down.
Head first into the Shirley Bassey LP.
Well done, big man. But no, we were just doing an investigation in the group chat, essentially, of how Bruno had acquired these pictures off of somewhere. It genuinely looked like a private eye. He had hired someone and they were just in the background. But I saw a lot of people online were kind of liking how wholesome Sam looked. Because Sam was obviously watching a fan meet Bailey, I guess, was the situation. And he was very happy. He's a happy boy, though.
Sam is a very wholesome character.
For those of you that don't know, that's Kit Wilson. So you can follow him at Kit Wilson PD on Twitter or X or however you want to call it. And
gives the best hugs.
He's a good hugger. Which is ironic that Bailey was in the picture.
Maybe that's what he was appreciating.
I think that was. And then I needed to find another one because my eyes were drawn to Sam, and then I scrolled down a little bit, and then then my little eagle eye, because me and Lou are a little bit like we're kindred souls, you know, and it just. My eyes just darted to his blonde locks in the background, and I zoomed in for that one, which probably added to the effect of why I was lurking backstage.
The fact that they're backstage and they're on the road at a minute is the reason why you haven't heard them yet, but it's coming, and I assume it's not going to be some kind of bait and switch. You know, we're not baiting you in to wait for the Pretty Deadly and then they don't appear. They should be appearing, but we're just waiting on when their schedules are slightly lighter or. They're just free.
Then we can actually discuss Lewis's lawn as well.
Yeah, it's a big point of contention in the group chat is Lewis's grass and how well it's doing. And I went over there for a 6-day excursion just to work on the grass. And
did a good job as well.
I think I did. I think I uprooted a tree, replanted it, and then he didn't have the cojones
or hydration.
Yeah,
it didn't rain for a while.
Died. He couldn't tell me it
died.
Kelly told me. Yeah, Kelly told me. So does that, you know. But hey, the grass looks good. But we have figured out it's where his dogs are circling. So I think we might be fine losing that. We'll get to it once he's on the pod. Because hey, if you're listening, you probably can't wait to get Elton Brents on it so we can talk about his grass.
We can't wait either.
We cannot wait.
Bruno, quick question though: what's behind that door on your?
On your left.
Hey, I'm from a different location, an undisclosed location this week.
The one thing I know about Bruno is he's always from a different location.
I had to because that Wi-Fi last week was horrendous. So I've had to come to somewhere different. So hey, you don't need to know what's behind that door, Joe.
Is there anyone else in the house with you?
Just a lovely little cat called Lola.
Ooh, get the cat on.
Do you want me to get the cat? She won't come near me. She literally when I come in, all she wants to do is play. So she'll be running away from me, waiting to prey on something.
Just do what you normally do and grab her.
It's like an episode of SVU.
I don't with cats. I was saying this to Sam. Unfortunately, it was outside of the group chat. I apologize for this, but I was talking because he wanted it because he's a very feline lover. Is old Kit Wilson.
He's a cat guy.
So every time I do cat sit for my friend, which is where I'm at right now. So thank you for allowing me to record from here. I did message Raymond to ask whether he was okay with me doing it from here. But yeah, so every time I do cat sit, I always send Sam pictures, and he was like, "Do you know what will make this even better is if you can get a picture of the cat and you together." And I was like, I would, but she runs away from me. Like as soon as I get there and give her food, she's then done with me and she just wants to play. So I managed to get her yesterday.
Hey, go for it.
I managed to get her yesterday when she was in the affectionate phase. Picked her up and then got the little candid for her, but for him, sorry. But yeah, I was saying to him that I don't like picking up cats because I feel like I'm going to break him like Lenny, you know, from Of Mice and Men. So
those hands again.
No, you don't touch that cat.
I don't know.
It's his hands. He's uncontrolled.
Leave the cat where it is.
You really are Lenny.
He popped me and he said, "You do have very Lenny strength, I think." But so it's all right.
Oh.
But yeah, that's fine.
I've heard that cats are actually really good judges of character. So the fact that they avoid you is probably
I've heard that dogs are better judges of character, and dogs
love
me. You saying
Right.
you saying that Luke, he doesn't love me? You saying?
No, you
Exactly.
don't. I know, 100%. And I'm interested if that monologue about cats that you just did, that was really riveting, if it had more ums than a Stephen Gerrard postman.
God.
Because I would like to go back and maybe put them side to side. I thought you were so media trained then. I don't know what was going in your head. I don't know what you thought you could say that was going to be a problem that made you say so much. But you were really holding back.
There were so many ons. I thought he was meditating.
Yeah, well, once I heard it, I couldn't unhear it. I started to actually get angry.
I don't even
do you know what the annoying thing is? I'm going to actually have to put in that whole monologue and not just edit out the ums. So thank you for that.
Do you know why? Because the bit I'm doing right now is just pure
comedy gold, mate.
Huh? And this is Manchester United. Honestly, that guy, Goldbridge, I love him. I wanted to close on this, but I've completely forgotten what it was. Oh, I know what it was. I wanted to ask you how you all felt about the first episode. Because it dropped last week. It started with Bruno saying we finally made it to the first episode. Very cliche.
Nice.
But I guess what? This podcast has been 9 months in the making for real.
Yeah.
And
there's some dry runs in there as well.
There hasn't. We're not a full...
Yeah, there is a pilot episode that... Hey, maybe some...
There's actually 2.
Maybe some went down the line that we're getting... Yeah, there is 2. There was one where Scott was trying to axe me out. He was trying to do it behind my back, and then he realized that he needed me. So then he brought me in, all right? So that's the type of guy that Scott is, all right?
He asks for help. That's
honestly,
what he's trying to say.
You would have thought you'd pierced me as well, Bruno, because I nearly fainted there. I was so mad. Now I'm doing it. Oh my god, it's contagious up here. No, I really liked it. It was really good. Then I watched the YouTube. No, the thing is, now I'm getting caught on it, and it's making me question everything. But no, I was just worried about this spot all day, and then I'm thinking,
hey,
of course we're recording on it. I have perfect skin. I have 20/20 vision. Some would say 25/25. And for this to pop up on episode 2.
But if you could just detail your skin routine, because I know it's an absolute masterpiece. So I can't believe that it's let you down. So just let us know your skin routine of how you keep your skin so flawless.
My skin routine is shut up. My skin routine is identical to Ben Adams. I read Smash Hits in 1999, and Ben Adams, who has flawless skin to this day, he told me exactly what to do. In the words he said, and he just used ice cold water. And in his case, it was just snow. So I've just gone with just cold tap, And as Ellen Prince was saying, just call me personal because I wash on cold. But I do. I genuinely, I wash my face every single night and morning with ice cold water, and I am perfect except for this guy.
I religiously splash my face with cold water every morning, and that's why I look like this at 85.
And you can't even see British skin because it's translucent.
Like dim sum, you see the contents.
Yeah, the kid's got dim sum.
I can see his contents just through his skin.
There's his liver. Oh, doesn't look great.
Oh.
There's his stomach.
Ouch.
I like this.
The fact you didn't laugh at that, I hate that bit.
I like this collar setup he's got going on. I feel like we're doing a job interview.
Oh, honestly, I was going to say.
It's a fleece, isn't it? It's winter. You've got to keep warm.
What do you reckon happened? You realise you had no bottoms on. He's just pumped up body down low.
Hey,
this guy.
Come on.
You got distracted. Damn, easy there.
We'll have to go to A&E. It's too big.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like it because you got distracted. It's like someone else's. And I don't like this anymore. No, but overall, are you happy with the podcast? Do you feel like this week's better? Are we improving, Brian? What do you think?
Is this...
What the hell's happening?
I don't know what he's doing.
Is this a bit that you want in the podcast?
Yeah, all of this.
Yeah, I'm just asking a question.
Okay. All right. I'll ask it again in a second.
No, I want you to... that all needs to be in the podcast.
I'll just cut it out again then.
No, the bit is to leave it all in. That's the funny part, because you got real weird about me asking a question. Bruno's the type of guy that would have just cut something. Bruno's just cut something, if you're listening to this. He just cut a whole chunk, where I asked him what he thought of the podcast, and he said, is this real? yes, this is real.
It's like
So, Bruno, how was this week's
It's like
podcast?
I'm on a job interview.
Yeah, when one guy's wearing Leon top and a bubble hat, you're the one in your little fleece. You're corrupt. You're vanilla.
Why's he got big headphones on?
You're definitely at the top of the building. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to walk up the stairs to get.
Hey, you got to dress the part to be the part, Joe. All right. The headphones are a must in.
And I'm planning for Leon. That's what I'm doing.
I enjoyed last week's podcast. I think it was fun. Let us know down in the comments. I want to know your thoughts on it. To be honest.
Yeah, and just to because it felt like he left a nice little pause there.
Yeah, he did.
He's just cut a whole chunk.
Yeah.
And I know he has.
And we're back.
In real time, he's definitely just cut a chunk out because he got confused because I said, "How did you find the podcast?" And he's like, "Is this real?" And I'm going to keep doing that bit.
I tell you what, if we're going to do that again.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys.
He's just cut a whole bit. He probably cut a whole bit. He's probably edited. He's probably done some kind of AI, so he's like this in the whole video. He's probably put a little croak in his voice.
Hey, I have that power, to be honest.
I'm kicking the camera.
Getting wild in
Oh,
here.
Jesus.
Oh,
Getting loose.
God. How did you find last week's podcast, Scott?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah? Tell me about...
Well, it's perfect. Why? Is this in the podcast? Are you being real, or do I need to put my persona on for the podcast? Just let me know.
Hey, can you tell me your strengths, please?
My strengths? My strengths are that I have no weaknesses.
Ooh. That's nice.
Oh, you like that?
Mate, you're hired.
Thank you. I've never done a job interview in my life.
So that's been another Peppercorn Boys podcast. We're going to look back into the group chat now, away from this.
And you can follow us on YouTube at the Peppercorn Boys. And you can follow us anywhere you get your podcast. Make sure you give a 5-star review. Tell your friends about it. Give it a download. And we will see you next week. Fudge you, Bruno.
Every week.